What's up guys, my name is Phil, welcome back to Miranda Detailing. So in today's video, we're going to be detailing this Nissan Altima. Now we are going to be doing our diamond service, our full interior and exterior, but we're going to focus on the exterior in this video. We're going to be trying out some new products, new to us products from Vonix. So here's the Altima. We are going to fully wash and decontaminate the exterior, and since it is white, we'll see how bad the contamination is and if we will need to use any type of iron decon. If so, I do have a couple of choices in there that we'll check out. But it's a beautiful pearl white paint and it is pretty dirty and it feels pretty gritty. Now it's not in perfect condition, there are some chips and gouges in it, but we're going to try our best to really make this thing look amazing. So you can see pretty nasty and grungy towards the bottom. Wheels and tires definitely need to be cleaned up. Now with our full details, we will make sure to hit all of the door jambs and the trunk lid. Look at that. Ugh. We blast this all out. Now, it is safe to use a pressure washer. Our electric pressure washer does not have a ton of pressure. So we can safely guide it into the tracks here and remove all this grime, so we can use an APC or degreaser, get in there. We can brush it out. We can use a microfiber. You can do whatever you want. There's different ways to do things. But we found that if we just APC it, maybe do a little bit of agitation and then blast it out with the pressure washer, it works really nice. Very fast, very efficient, and safe as well. Now, same goes with all of the door jambs. And usually if we were doing just an exterior only, well, sometimes I'll hit this. If it's really bad in the trunk, then I'll hit it, but most times we don't even pop the trunk, and the only thing that we'll do is wipe down the door jambs after we're done with the exterior. But since this is a full detail, we're going to be doing everything anyway, but I'm just not going to film the interior because we need to get this job done today. But I will show you the exterior because that goes much quicker. So let's start with our rinsing, our APC rinsing. So everything is prepped on our little work cart here. So the IK foamer has optimum power clean diluted 5:1. We have, I think I still have this left over. If you haven't watched that video yet that we did on the Nissan Murano, I will have it up in the card. I'll try to put these out closer together so that you can watch both of them. But we used the Liquid X shampoo in the MJJC foam cannon, which is now my favorite foam cannon. This thing is awesome. We have our bucket, our mitts ready to go. I have my clay mitt here as well. So let's get started. The pre-wash phase is the most important part of our process. We also make sure to spray the door jambs with an APC and rinse them out. If needed, we can go back and use a brush or a towel to get any missed spots. Does this get the interior wet? Well, that depends on how careful you are with the pressure washer gun. Usually a few drops find their way inside, but it's minimal. The APC rinse stage ensures that 90% of the dirt, grime, and traffic film is loosened and blasted off the paint before we contact wash. It makes for a safer wash. The bugs in the front bumper never had a chance against Optimum Power Clean. After the pre-wash phase is done, we foamed up the vehicle and began our contact wash. The reason we foam up our shampoo this way is not only to add tons of slickness, but cushion as well. Again, it adds to a safer wash. To deep clean the wheels, we use Koshchemi Magic Wheel Cleaner. Okay, so we are going to use a little bit of Decon iron. This is their iron remover, just to see if we're going to pull off any iron deposits here. And this stuff usually reacts pretty quickly. So we'll know in just a few seconds. So you can see some of the chips right there. There's actually a little iron deposit there, and it's a little chip into the paint. There's also a big crack chip here. But you can see that starting to bleed, so there's some iron deposits in there. So yeah, we definitely have it on the paint. Yep, you can see all there, it's reacting. It's really gonna turn purple now. There we go, yep. That's a lot of deposits there. Good, so let's just spray it all over the vehicle and see. Yep, got some here. On white, you can certainly see it. Now on black vehicles, on darker vehicles, sure, it'll be there, but you're not gonna see it. And really, do you have to go overboard and use the chemical just to make sure that it's there? Well, that's up to you. But as long as the paint is smooth, then you can compound it, polish it, protect it, do whatever you need to do. This type of iron dissolving technology, it's been out for a while, but even years ago, when people weren't using it, they were still getting amazing results with their paint corrections, not using it. But it is nice to have. It is an added decon step, but is it absolutely necessary? No, it's not, but it is nice to have. An argument could be made that if you leave the deposits on there and you compound and polish, that it will ruin your pads or you won't get a better result or so on and so forth. But you know what? I've polished cars before without using any iron decon. Just clay bar it really, really well, make sure the paint is smooth, compound it, polish it, do a full paint correction, full coatings, everything, and it's completely fine. So it just goes to show you, you don't need to go overboard. The chemicals are here if you want to use them, if you so choose, and to make you feel better about deconning your paint, but don't think it is a rule. it is not completely 100% necessary to do this.
It's even on the hood.
Yeah.
I've never seen a car like that.
Yep. And that's from the Magic Wheel Cleaner from Comica. Again, that stuff you can also use on the paint. I'm just showing you different ways of using different chemicals. So you can also use the iron on the wheels. It's not really a dedicated cleaner. The Magic Wheel Cleaner from Comica has other additives in it that do clean a little bit better. You can actually spray it on the tires and you can see it pulling off junk off the tires. So each product will have its specific thing that it is good at. Wow, you can really see the iron particles dissolving here. Look at that. Yeah, let's see. Usually when you know it's fully, whoa, look at that. It starts to kind of turn a dark brownish color. You can hit it before that. You don't want this to dry if you're in the full sun or anything like that. But yeah, look how much it's pulled off. You can agitate this as well if you want to take a little towel and you can agitate it. But let's rinse it off because we're going to clay bar the bottom portions anyway. So I don't see any tar deposits, but the paint is looking really nice. Still just a little gritty. So I'm going to take some AM clay. I have it in a little cup here with really hot water. It's nice to use really hot water and then just use regular water as a clay lube and clay bar the rest of it. So even after proper APC, rinsing, washing, iron decon, you're still going to get some bonded contaminants, whether it's tar or some more iron, whatever it is, the clay bar is going to remove it. Now, nice and smooth, perfect. That's what we want. Paint is now squeaky clean, deconned, and it looks really nice. So we're just drying it now. We'll pull out the blower and blow dry it, and we'll inspect it, see if it does need a light polish because of the clay mitting and some aggressive clay barring. And then we'll apply some protection. Wheels really cleaned up nice with the Comica Magic Wheel Cleaner. Excellent job. So I'm going to give it a light polish using Extreme Solutions ice. This stuff is very easy to work with, easy to apply, easy to wipe off, and it smells kind of like coconuts. So this Extreme Solutions LVR 367 Ice can be used as a final polish. It does really add amazing gloss and slickness to the paint and preps it for any wax or sealant. If you are going to be using a coating, and if you polish with this, they do suggest an IPA panel wipe. Amazing gloss, and you can just quickly go over the vehicle, remove any minor marring from the clay mitt or clay bar. It glosses the paint and preps it. So now let's move on to protection. Okay, so for protection, we're going to use the Vonix Sio2 Ceramic Pro. Nope, that's not what it's called. It's called Sio2 Pro. So many different names. This is supposed to go on everything, I guess. Paint, plastic, headlights, all sorts of stuff. And it says protects up to 4 months. So ease of application, we'll check it out, see how well it applies. And the paint is so well prepped. It's cleaned, it's deconned, and it's just lightly polished. So we shouldn't have any issues at all with this. So I think I'm going to apply it with an applicator. I like that. You don't like that? So I'm going to use a little blue applicator here. Be generous with the first priming of the pad. And it's kind of hard to tell on white paint if it's smearing or streaking. As far as slickness goes, it's pretty awesome. Wow, that's nice. Oh, I love that. It's nothing like clean, fresh, prepped paint. And when the protectant is applied, awesome. That's great. All right. Pretty straightforward, easy application, and the slickness, once it starts to flash away, that's really nice. It feels awesome. Okay, let's repeat that process all around the vehicle. All right, guys, we had to pull it in because it started to rain. Really annoying. And, well, it's still cloudy out. But we had to pull it in, finish the interior. We just dressed the tires. Sorry I didn't get any footage of that. We had to kind of fly along because the owner is coming to pick this up in just a few minutes. But the paint, oh, the paint is so nice. You know, it's still really glossy. It's got swirls, but that's whatever. That's to be expected. We're not doing any type of polishing or paint enhancement. But the Extreme Solutions Ice did a great job of, you know, kind of chemically cleaning the paint and polishing it just a little bit. And you saw how fast we went. I was basically applying it like I do a wax or a sealant. Basically just get it onto the paint, a few passes, and that's it. It will brighten up the paint, it'll gloss it up, and makes a perfect base for any protection, wax, or sealant going on there. So, man, look how nice this thing looks now. Now the wheels were cleaned with the Koshchemi Magic Cleaner. Great stuff. That worked really well. I love it. And then the tires were just dressed with 303 Tire Balm. So you've seen us use that stuff before. Very easy to use and produces a great finish.
So the windshield on the inside still needs to be done.
Oh, windshield. Yay, our favorite. So I'm using a damp towel and a little bit of the Sonax glass cleaner. And I'm using the damp towel because that really mops up the glass really well and cleans it. And then I use the dry towel to buff away the residual moisture, and we should be good to go. You might need to use a couple of different towels, but that's glass cleaning for you. It builds up a lot of residue, and then your towels get full of it, and you need to change out your towels often. Full of what, you say? residue.
You're full of it.
Hey. All right. How does that look, guys? Did I miss a spot? Oh, that looks nice. So door jambs, nice and clean. And the lid back here, nice and clean and protected. All the little chrome bits, nice and clean and protected. So she's looking really nice and glossy. Okay guys, that's going to do it for today's video. This detail is pretty much done. Owner will be here in just a few minutes to pick it up, and really happy with the outcome. So Vonix Sio2 Pro, awesome stuff. Very easy to work with as far as application goes, and gloss and slickness, amazing. When it comes to durability, it says up to 4 months. With proper maintenance, you should be able to get that. So it's always about proper maintenance. Don't just rely on what the product says. If it says 4 months, 6 months, a year, well, generally on a vehicle that sits outdoors and it's not maintained well, I cut those in half or sometimes even more. So it all depends on where the car is going to be driven, how the owner takes care of it. If it's driven through car washes, it's not going to last at all. Probably cut that by a quarter or so. So a product that usually says 6 months, you're probably going to go about 2 months and it may be gone if it's not being properly maintained. I'm always going to preach proper maintenance. So for me, the durability doesn't matter as much as the ease of application and the results. So if it beads for a couple of months, if the protection is there, if it's nice and slick, great. But I want to be maintaining the vehicles at least on a quarterly basis. We don't do a lot of monthly maintenance details. So we try to encourage our customers come back every 3 months at least. And at least that way we can top off whatever protection we put on there and keep it going. But usually by that 3rd month mark, if it's a daily driver or a work vehicle, they end up being pretty trashed. So that's just what the job entails. We're going to constantly clean and protect cars. It's not just about slapping a product on and saying it's going to last 6 months. In reality, it doesn't make sense. Properly maintain your vehicles or bring it to a reputable detailer for us to take care of it. And then your vehicle will always look good. True, it's going to cost money, but that's the investment with a vehicle. If you want it to look good, you want it to last long, then that's what you have to do. You have to maintain it. So that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell so you don't miss stuff. And we'll see you in the next one. Have a great week. Take care.